Hi there, everybody. I'm Geoffrey. I'm game designer here at Undead Labs. Undead Labs. And Fortnite. Sorry, that was earlier. Anyway, I'm a game designer here at Undead Labs, and we are coming to you today from our very own studio inside the lab. And we are going to be talking about...
Oh my gosh, I ruined everything.
Oh, yeah, right in on the mouth. Exactly what everyone wanted to see.
I'm trying to
Those
adjust
kissing
the focus.
lips.
Oh! Okay, should we start this over?
No, we're good. We're good.
No, this
This is
even
perfect.
better.
All right, take 5. All right, okay. So, anyway, hi, I'm Geoffrey, game designer. You just saw my lips very close up. And what we're doing today is we're going to be going through the Curveball update that's currently in the PTR. And going to experiment a little bit. We're going to talk about some things that are important about the PTR in general. We're going to talk about what your experience is going to be like as a first-time player, even once it's come out. We're not expecting these things to change that much. And then what it's like for people who have existing communities. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the curveballs that we've seen, and we hope that you would share, if those of you who are out in chat, you share some of the curveballs that you've seen. Maybe we can talk about those and how you've dealt with them. So, without further ado, you said you wanted to go second, Geoffrey?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So the man behind the curtain, pay no attention to him, but his name's Geoffrey Card, and here he is.
Oh, wait. He's second. Brant is first. Here's Brant.
Oh, I thought. See, I'm first. That's how I had it in my head. All right.
I'm still flustered from that close-up of Joe's luscious lips.
Gross. Thank you for that, Brant. All right. So, Brant, you're apparently second.
I am Geoffrey
Or
Card.
is first.
Hello, survivors. My name's Geoffrey Card.
That's a dead-on impression, Brant.
Right. Yeah. All you need is the puppet now.
Hello, survivors. I'm Geoffrey Card.
Yeah. The more head movement, the better.
Game. Describe all sorts of cool stuff to you.
Basically, yeah. The more like Kermit the Frog you act, the more you look like me.
That's actually how I see every.
That's just how everyone is. We're just all Muppets in your mind. That's great. Sorry, Geoffrey. Did you want to say a few words?
Yeah, so we've got our whole streaming studio set up, which means that not all of us have to be on camera all the time, and I am just sitting in the producer's chair, being a producer. You don't have to look at my big dumb face. You just have to listen to my big dumb voice whenever I decide to talk.
But you do have to look at my big dumb face. So
absolutely. As closely as possible.
Let's make sure that doesn't happen again. Okay.
We'll do that before the stream next time, instead of suddenly realizing you're out of focus as soon as it begins.
Well, I mean, that was partially my fault. I sat up and, did things, moved.
Yeah, and you're just a naturally blurry person.
Okay.
I love how chat thinks we actually have any production value.
Yeah. No, we're getting there, though. Like, this is soundproof.
No, I'm kidding.
And there's lights that we can turn off and on,
Geoffrey's worked his butt off to give us, to eventually build us like the greatest streaming studio we could ever hope.
Well, and we've got some really great folks that have been working on the game art, the art for the stream down here.
Yeah. Megan Bishop built this whole stream presentation. She did a great job, and so we're like halfway to having an actual streaming studio and look like we have high production values. But we're streaming anyway, even though we're only halfway there. Yeah. It's awesome.
All I really need now is a couple of ferns, and then someone to be on the other side of them. However that works. Anyway, but without further ado, hi everybody, welcome to the stream. Let's get into what we want to talk about real quick. It shouldn't take too long, because right here on the front screen, once you've played around with it a little bit, we've got these online surveys that you could take your survey. You can click take the survey. You could even pull out your little cell phone and you could take a picture of that QR code right there, and everything would just, you'd go ahead and do your stuff. And give us your feedback on some of these. Some of these are not in a finished state, but certainly I don't expect the overall curveball score and all of that stuff that we'll talk about here I don't expect that to change too much as we go forward. So make sure you try to take your survey. If you don't want to get it from there, though, you can also get it from inside the game. So first off, let's talk about how this is going to influence people who might be starting a new community, or maybe you're experiencing State of Decay for the first time. So if you start a new game, it's going to take you 5 in-game days before the first curveball ever shows up. I only made it to day 4, so I've not completed the tutorial.
So we're jumping into a community right now that is a new community that has not yet experienced the Curveball update?
Correct. So if you jump in and you're a new player, or you're jumping in with a new community and you have not completed the tutorial for the Curveball update, you will not see it where it's supposed to show up, which I think is here. And then you will also not have anything to do with them until after day 5. And then once that's done, you'll have an opportunity, as long as you, and this is why I haven't done the tutorial yet, is because right in here we've got a problem. There's like a, I forget where it is. Is it gameplay, controls, accessibility? I forget. Nope. Anyway, it's something about hiding tutorials, maybe.
Oh,
yeah, there it is. The full screen tutorials. I had this turned off when I first went in, which meant that I didn't have the ability to show you something that that some of our viewers have been asking for a while. That when we have new updates like this, we also have the ability to toggle them off. The Curveball update will do that once you've completed the tutorial. However, I have not completed the tutorial because I was dumb and I had these things turned off. So, regardless, the curveballs are super fun, and we'll talk about those here in a second. But for the most part, if you're within day 5 of a new community, and you have not completed the curveball tutorial, you will not see a change in the basic functioning of the game.
It'll be just like you're playing the live game. You get into the PTR on Steam and you're trying to play brand new stuff, but it looks like there's nothing in there at all until you've actually gotten to day 5. Then things start to change.
Yeah. Okay. So I've only got 3 people. I haven't gotten to day 5 yet on this community, so this community will not see any curveballs for another day or 2. So we'll go ahead and we'll swap out over to our leader. Everything will be fine. Was that a new base? No, it's just Vogelhaus. It's the starter on Drucker County, which, you know, Drucker's my favorite, for better or worse. All right. So that's one way that we are looking at it. It should not change the way that you interact with the game. If you're used to, you know, speed running the game and like beating all of our plague hearts to death within 5 days, like, you know, shouldn't make a difference too much. Okay.
So La Coalición has a question. He wants to know, how recommended is it for people to restart the game or move maps when the update arrives? Are those two things different as far as this update goes?
So moving maps doesn't change your community's age, and so if your community is already past 5 days, like this one is, then you will have access already to the to curveballs. Like if you're over day 5 on your community and you've got this long-term thing, as soon as you get into your long-term community, it's going to immediately start. And so the first one you're definitely going to see here. Let's see. Where am I and why am I on top of a building? All right, here we go. Here's the curveballs.
Okay,
Ooh,
so
Finer Things in Life is currently active. Oh.
I was just going to say, so if you once the curveball feature starts up, you're going to end up with this new menu on your list. And so you've loaded into a community now that is actually, like, it's been alive for more than 5 days. And so they just immediately, when you started playing with them, they immediately got these.
Yep. As soon as I loaded into this community, the first thing that happened was we got these explosive gunk zombies. And it's pretty straightforward. It's zombies, and they explode with gunk all over you, and all over your car, and all over everything. For some reason, I am on top of this tower, though, and that's going to cause me problems.
Oh, you're going to be fine.
That's because nobody was looking at the beautiful artwork I put up there. So,
well, I mean, it's hard to find
about
beautiful artwork on top of a building that you can't climb on top of. But I mean,
I don't know. Some people might find random plywood artwork.
Right. Okay, so that's not what we want there. So let's go back to the curveball menu here in just a second. I need to find out which of my horrible vehicles was I driving. This one. Okay. So one of the questions that we had before the stream was, when the explosive gunk zombies go off, do they give you the same sort of thing as you might if you ran over bloater? The answer is no. They just damage your car a lot. It's sort of a mini bloater, but not enough that it's gonna gunk up the whole works of your.
Bloaters have gas. Gas
system.
goes in through your vents. It fills up the car, whereas gunk just stays on the outside of the car.
Yeah. An infesting horde is on the move. Do I have? Oh no. I have a heart that's awake. Okay. All right. We're good. So, on existing communities, you're going to get in here and you're going to get served up this first one pretty quick. Now, the second one that's going to come along is called the Lone Raider. And it's essentially what you see here. There's a hostile raider right at a location. Right now, it's only one. We might play around with that a little bit, depending on what the feedback is that we get. But this shuts down all of your outposts and outpost income, all of your passive stuff. It stops everything until you deal with it.
For just
so there's
those
one
two,
that's
for
there.
just those two
These are the
resources
two
that are
types
listed?
of curveballs that we have.
Oh, sorry.
The first one is timed, right? This zombie gunk, and then the Lone Raider. You have to go out, and it's an objective one, and you have to go out and you have to find this raider. It's marked on your map. Don't worry. Then you have to bring them to an end, which unlocks all of your other stuff. Go ahead, Geoffrey.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask: is it just for those resources that are listed on the journal, or is it all your resources? And these are just the
I believe
worst
it's
ones?
all of them. So because when it came up, basically all of my outposts stopped producing anything. I might have kept my water. I don't know, but any of the resource income was certainly stopped. Now, how often they show up depends on a lot of things, one of which is your difficulty. Right now we're set to lethal, so they're probably not going to show up as often. But it is also highly dependent on your community's morale, which, I feel like in lethal it's hard to I shouldn't say it's hard, but unless you really focus on it, it's kind of difficult to keep that very high, especially if you're a warlord like me.
Joe, you're allowed to say lethal is hard.
Okay. Anyway, so your morale, like what the big thing here is that lethal, the first two show in sequence, max hacks. The rest of them are completely random, and that's why everyone here is going to have a little bit of a different experience. So we've got, you as you can see, I've got some negative issues affecting my morale here, but I do have a lot of positive issues for morale. It's just that none of them are everyone like you might see in the other places. So if my morale is high, that means I'm doing well, right? If I kill a plague heart, that means I'm doing well. If I complete a mission, that means I'm doing well. And the better off we are, the more that we actually complete, that shows the better off that our community is doing. And that's how you get curveballs faster. You complete missions, you kill plague hearts, you basically play the game to advance it. We'll see if we can nudge one in the right direction. But we also actually have another one active, don't we? Didn't I already have one active? Oh, right, the finer things in life. For someone like me who likes a clean locker, that's probably not the best one. I like it because it just kind of randomly gives you, over the course of it just randomly gives you like influence items, but at the same time, it just randomly drops them in your supply locker. Oh, and I love a clean supply locker. So, anyway, that's neither here nor there.
So that's what the finer things is. It's one that sort of, it just drops free stuff in your supply locker periodically for a while.
Yeah. So you get trade items, like there's a nail file. Somebody was out finding nail file. I got some. It had also given me earlier. There were some bath bombs. So they're out looking for the quote unquote finer things in life. Now, it might be because of how I've been managing my community so far, in that I'm kind of on the, on the cusp. I don't think I've lost anybody here. Oh, I guess I did. Might have lost a character or two. We're gonna kill that. Let's kill that. But how you do the objectives that you make will increase your score one way or the other, and then that will determine whether you get something that's kind of hurtful, like more explosive gunk, or whether you get something that's more helpful, like the one that's active right now.
So when you say score, what score are you talking about?
So there's behind the scenes, there's a curveball score that's back there, and there's a score for, it just gradually ticks up over time, and the way that you speed it up or slow it down is you do better or you do worse at the game. And if you're doing, if you're struggling with the game at all, the idea here is that it will give you some help, but also if you're just if you're just making a mockery of lethal, it's also supposed to make it a little more challenging and add things that don't exist until this update comes out, like the Gargantua one that we showed last time, or that you showed, Geoffrey.
Shit, it's a screamer.
Here's a question that we should have asked Wushu through, but will we be adding new curveballs as we do update the game later on?
As you rightly point out, Brant, that is a question best left to John and Bishop. However, I can tell you that the way that they set it up definitely leaves room for there to easily add any new curveballs or new ideas to come across. So, if you like what you see or you don't like what you see, as always, remember, press that little button, pull out your phone, scan that QR code, give us some feedback, fill out that survey. And if that doesn't work, make sure you're going to support.stateofdecay.com. Rohan loves reading all of that feedback and showing us what you guys have shared with him. So,
yeah, I imagine a part of this is going to be, just how successful the feature is, how much the audience likes it, how much people want more of it, and a lot of that comes from, you talking to us on social media and you responding to the, on the support site, sending us wish list, suggestions, things like that. Like all of that stuff gives us an impression of what it is you like and what it is you don't like about a feature, and then that lets us or Wushu, in this case, figure out, how important is it to you to get more curveballs. Or would you rather see more of something else? That's we a lot of that comes with gauging your interests and stuff. So you're as able to influence the outcome as we are.
Oops, that's assault. This one has assault.
So was that you trying to aim snap at the...
No, it was me testing whether or not I had aim snap. I failed. I do not. Okay. Are we far enough away yet? No. Not quite. We're almost there. Oh, there's another zombie. Oh no.
I would absolutely be dead by now.
I would have just crawled on top of a car and called it a day.
Alright. Ready? No, Assault Kick probably does have an effect on ferals. It's just, you know. Did they really just leave me alone?
Gotta time it right.
Huh. I must have confused them by running away. Alright. Uh-oh.
Oh, you didn't confuse that crew.
And it
No,
looks
but
like
I confused the one that mattered.
we might have just proven that ferals don't have object permanence.
Oh. But they've seen it now.
Well, I guess their specialty is making objects temporary, so...
Right. There's a disposable... Oops. Disposable razor. Okay, alright, jerk.
We're just going to watch you die. It's going to be amazing.
Oh, no, it's not going to happen.
We're not even going to talk about curveballs anymore.
Yeah, no, this is more
The
fun.
opportunity,
Why is he
the
tackling me
opportunity
so,
to watch
so
Joe
effectively?
die in the game is too wonderful.
Yeah. Alright.
So Rosenberg wants to know if dead community members, when they become zombies, if they can become gunk zombies.
They
So-
can. Oh, God. I was going to try... Oh, I remember now. I was coming back here so that I could try and handle this infestation before it got to level 3. And now it's level 3. Okay, we're out of here. Let's go home. Let's do that. Sometimes the better part of Valor is just running away.
Got yourself the plurg, Joe.
Yeah, I got plurged. Okay. That's what I get for being overconfident. Alright, here we go. Also, I didn't bring in Plague Cure. That's totally on me.
So Jarl Malman wanted to know if there's like some difficulty crank that we can use to make like 10 curveballs happen at once.
No, but you can have up to 3 at once, and I'm pretty sure that the only way that you would get 3 at a time is if you had like objective ones. Because I think it would be really difficult to get multiple of the timed ones. So you might be able to get like 2 objective ones and a timed one. Oh man, I hope my Haven device is still up. Oh, it is. Good.
We've got a suggestion from Brian Menard. He says that he feels like curveballs need to happen sooner. That 5 days of in-game time is so long. That's it's like 7.5 hours of playtime. What do you think about that, Joe?
I think that would be. I think that we're actually pretty well balanced right there. I like what the team chose to do, in that for new players, throwing them a curveball is just not something we should be doing. We know for a fact that new players often have difficulty with some of the finer things in life. However, I understand that like for new communities, that can feel really frustrating.
Like a veteran in the game starting a new community, that veteran might expect.
Right, but as long as you have a community that's over 5 days, you can do that tutorial in here, as long as you don't fall into the trap that I did, which was to have full screen tutorials turned off. Otherwise, we'd be out and doing more stuff. But yeah, no, it's definitely something you can get immediately into if you've been playing the game for a really long time, and I think that 5 days is more than enough time for a new player to get comfortable in the apocalypse. If you
So it seems like the suggestion is that
them.
If you're an experienced player and you want to get into curveballs quickly, get into the PTR with one of your older characters, one of your older communities, because they will get into it very quickly. And once you've crossed that line with one community, it's much quicker for other communities. It's only like
new communities. Once the curveball tutorial is complete, shouldn't take more than like 2 days. So you get 2 in-game days to establish your community, get started, get going, and then it's then you're in trouble.
We have had a few people ask us about the release date, and we do not have a specific release date for this planned out yet, but we have been aiming roughly at the fall. So think of that as sort of being the very, very rough window that we're thinking about, and we'll hopefully be able to give you more detailed information about release times as we get closer to them.
I don't think I have any more. All right, let's grab somebody who doesn't have assault before we go. Okay, she's got sharpshooting. That's perfect.
I'm heading to that outpost.
Okay, what do we got going on here? Let's do some drone hacking. That might be done before we're not going to go take a new outpost. Shoosh. We're going to go take out that level 3 infestation. So, as you can see, like, I have not been collecting this stuff. It's just collecting on its own, i.e. the community's been out collecting nail files and packs of tooth whitening strips and high-end disposable razors to make our lives a little bit more useful.
Is your eye twitching yet, Joe?
Which one?
Both of them, because your locker is
dirty.
Dirty?
It's a dirty locker. No, it's not. It's not quite twitching yet. All right, I got 3. I need more than that. I need more than 3. We'll need a few of you, and we'll need 1 of you, and we'll need I guess I'll just take 1 fuel bomb because that's all we've got, and then I'm gonna need another one of these. Always carry plague cure, kids, especially in lethal.
Here's a good question, Joe. What's your favorite curveball so far?
Actually, it's the lure crate. Of the 4 that I've gone after, it's the lure crate.
Tell us about that one.
So, title TBD. I don't even know if this was supposed to be in here. However, I really love it because if you played the first game, you know that there were
Cleo drops?
Cleo drops all over the place. And when you would go out to one of the Cleo drops, there'd be a bunch of zombies out there, and hilarity would ensue. And by hilarity, I mean usually character death. But assuming you didn't die, you got a whole bunch of really cool stuff out of that Cleo drop.
So I have not experienced the lure crate myself. So the basic idea is a crate appears someplace and it's surrounded by zombies that have been lured in by the crate. And if I want what's in the crate, I gotta fight the zombies.
Yeah. So it's not. So there are basically like 3 types of curveballs. I don't know if we went over that or not. We got an electric razor deposited in the supply locker. I don't know if we went over that or not, but there are 3 basic types. There's the stuff that helps you, there's the stuff that hurts you, and then there's the stuff that's a little bit of both. And the lure is a little bit of both. The zombies just keep coming, and they don't stop until you've looted everything. So, for what it's worth, which is a lot, it's a pretty good thing.
No. Go to the cloud.
Hey, Joe,
How did we get here? How did we get here?
What was that?
How did we get here? All right, where are we at?
I may actually have a good day.
Yeah. It's not gonna happen.
That was 0 to disaster in nothing flat.
Brian Menard asks, how do we get a black
A black heart?
My I can't answer to that is live my life for 4 hours. But
No, that's just a black heart.
So yeah.
Oh.
Tell us what the black
Oh
heart
wait,
is.
no,
Joe,
the
do you
black
know?
heart. So the black heart. Oh God, don't burn myself to death.
Actually, maybe someone besides the one who's fighting like 100 freaks.
No, we're good. I'm gonna just end up blowing up my car and then having to make it. It's all gonna fine. It's all gonna be fine. All gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be. Oh.
this is so great.
All right, we're gonna pop some stimulants. We're gonna fight full speed now.
By fighting full speed, you mean run like
Yeah.
crazy?
Like
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
bunny.
Run like a bunny.
Because that's menacing.
Yeah. I feel like you should have one of the
bunny.
bunny hoodies on right now.
Yeah. No, Where is it?
What are you looking for?
The Juggernaut. It says it's here, but then it's not here.
Oh, he was there. He was he was like standing in front of the store. Just walk back without dodging, and I bet you'll see it.
No good. Nope. I didn't even notice what weapons I've got on or nothing.
But it tells
Oh.
me nothing.
Yes, well.
Man.
Got it.
If this was on my personal stream, Colucion would be
Here he is.
running a bet right now for how quickly I would get killed.
Oh, I'm sure he still is. He's got a side bet somewhere. Where are you at?
Have you just broken sightlines with the feral? Is it not after you anymore?
Run inside the store. Maybe
Is he
he's hiding
inside
out
the store?
Maybe. I mean,
know.
he probably got tired. And
He did. He's right there. Huh.
I told you he was in front of the store.
Oh. Is it because he's kind of set him on fire a little? He blends into the shadows?
Broken. Yeah, sadly he's stuck.
Oh, he's down. I think he's down.
Yeah.
All right, we switched to the this one. The Juggernaut's waiting for DoorDash. Yeah.
I cannot believe you're alive.
Geoffrey, did you see that comment by Brian? He says the state of decay, the new stream setup is gorgeous. Looks professional. So, congratulations.
That is the
Yeah.
kindest thing anyone has ever said to us, is that we look vaguely
Fooled
professional.
a real professional.
No! What are you doing?
Well, Megan gets all the credit for how the screen looks. I didn't do this. All I did was
I am apparently just terrible at aiming today.
all I
I'm
did was
gonna
plug in
die
all the
being a
cables.
Potato.
I wish Megan would come on this. 'Cause she deserves to be
Lauded.
celebrated like the true master, because she has done so much to make us look like we're trying to be
Right.
professional.
I need 5 seconds. I need just 5 seconds here. All right. How do we do this again? Right. We just make one of those, and then we go down to the supply locker. Down here. Then we just heal ourselves. We do it again because apparently the. Okay. All right. Everything's happy. Everything's good. I don't know what my problem was, but well, let's go find that.
We are not even talking about the Curveball update anymore. So tell us about the Black Heart. Have you fought a Black Heart yet, Joe? Has that
I
popped up
have
for you?
not, but I am super excited to run into it just because like it basically like shuts down an entire area. So you know it until it's one of those objective ones that we were talking about earlier, like how you have timed. Some of them are timed, and then some of them are objectives. It's one of the objective ones.
So there's like one particular heart that becomes extremely dangerous to you and also extremely difficult to kill. Is that basically it?
It has a particular weakness, and then I think that it's part. No, the Black Heart does not have a Joan Jet on Dead Man, unfortunately. However, but what it will do is it has a particular weakness. Now I don't know if that's different all the time, but obviously it's going to have a particular weakness against certain things as part of its objective, and if you don't use that particular thing to kill it, it's going to take you a very, very, very long time.
I'm trying to remember which person in our chat actually did a video about their experience fighting a black heart. Was it Brian or was it Raneth Gord maybe? I'm trying to remember now.
I thought maybe its weakness would be pizza like mine.
Or ice cream.
That would be
That's
funny
the
actually.
easiest-
You got to bring in
easiest
one of the
way to-
pizza rucksacks and drop it there, and that's its weakness.
Yeah, you just gotta bring it. You just gotta bring it food.
Oh, maybe it was Malator. Orthaus just suggested that.
Okay, we got it. Oh no. Oh no. All right, let's do this again. So I'm mostly just waiting for this curveball to expire. It's timed. This is one of the timed ones, so I can't exactly pin it to the HUD because there's no objective. It's just going to last for a while. And so we'll have that one active, and we'll see if we can get another one activated by killing something. Preferably not myself.
Oh, Jakestra has the right idea. Feed the black heart tacos.
Okay. Tacos are a good idea.
So Young Money points out that there may be an issue in the current live version of the game where sieges are not giving out prestige. I believe, as I understand, Brant, you were telling me about this a little bit earlier, that it has to do with the behavior of the zombies. They're just not getting close enough to the base a lot of the time to count for prestige. But that is something we are aware of it, so we'll be looking into that one. Sorry about that. That kind of thing is easy to creep in.
I did a big run where I switched bases and angered all the hearts and just to see how they were reacting. I think part of it is certain bases are worse, but we'll look into it.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a lot of ferals.
I did have an adventure just on my
That's a
personal
lot of
stream.
ferals.
Where,
oh dear God, that's a lot of ferals.
You know what? I'll let
Bye
you
bye.
do this.
Bye. Bye everybody. Nice knowing you.
Get him!
Oh no! What?
Get him!
Dad. No.
We have to celebrate this together.
Oh man, it's a good thing this is on the.
Here and laugh at Joe. You have to laugh at Joe.
All right, who do I want? I don't know. Thomas. That's what I get though. I'm out here
Yeah.
playing lethal.
Joe's terrible.
Well, I'm the worst. I'm the worst. All right, Ashley. Who are any of these people anyway? There goes my programmer though.
Just made my week. Thanks, Joe.
You're welcome. I feel so bad now. Alright, well, at least I can get rid of this crappy Wichita. Alright. Oh, Ashley was the one that I started the game with, and she is my pathologist, right? Yes, we do not want poor Pandora. She's gone. Who we taking? Who we taking? Cat? Lisa? I don't want to lose any of these people. Although I guess if I could, we'll take out Zebra Thomas.
Marvin recommends that we should add a new variant of the food rucksack that's just full of chorizo.
Chorizo,
Oh.
so good. You put it on a taco. I
The
feel
best.
so.
Yeah, so we should do an alternate art for that rucksack, which just has a taco shell wrapped around it on your back.
Yes. Yes.
Oh wait, no. This one.
Actually, if you get a whole ruck of chorizo, the apocalypse is over. You have won the game.
If you get a whole truck of chorizo, that's all it takes.
Get a rucksack of
You don't even need a full truck, just one rucksack.
just one ruck. You win at life if you have a rucksack of chorizo in real life. So in the game, it should. We're trying to be a little bit realistic.
But I know people who have rucksacks full of chorizo, and they're not winning. They're not
I
winning.
guess it depends on the
They're not
on the
doing
goals.
it right.
Depends on your goals.
They're not doing it right.
Okay, all right. What about having new zombie types? We've played around with that a little bit, Daniel. Like with the explosive gunk zombies, and there's like the Gargantua one that we talked about on the last stream. Basically takes your Juggernaut, adds a whole bunch of health, makes them almost impossible to lose because they can see really far. I don't think they even have any weaknesses.
Yeah,
So-
but they're.
Are they talking about like a whole new model with new animations, or just taking one of our existing models and altering it that one?
Hopefully that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that is something that
Sadly-
folks need to recognize is that, like, there's
Look,
a
it was
huge
me.
difference. There's a huge
found
difference
my
between making
me.
a brand new enemy with a new model, new animations, new behaviors, new AI, new everything, new audio, versus taking an existing enemy and just saying, hey, there's a little tweak on this enemy that exists entirely in the code or entirely in their AI script or something like that, just in their stats. Like, something like Curveball, the Curveball update can make changes like that because it's really limiting just the number of different people who have to be involved in order to make one change happen. The sheer amount of just logistics and coordination around making a brand new enemy from scratch is so enormous that if we decided to do that, it would be instead of 900 other things that we can do. And so the thing that's nice. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Also, the complication there is that we would then have to unload one of the other zombies.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we've got pretty tight memory budgets about how many different zombies we can have at the same time. So yeah, you're right. That would be another complication. But yeah, so things like the Curveball update are really nice because like Wushu has found a really efficient way to add a lot of variety to the game. Like instead of just adding one enemy, which would add variety to the game in one way, they've found dozens of different ways to add variety to the game. Each of them a lot less expensive to make than adding an enemy to the game, a full-on enemy from scratch.
Big props to Woosh. They worked really hard.
yeah, and it's pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so let's go and introduce ourselves to Mr. Big Belly over there.
La Coalición wants to know how we arrived at a pizza as our symbol for food instead of a taco. Brant, you smiled at that. Do you know more of the story than I do?
Well, originally the symbol was chicken, but I think we had a couple vegetarians at the time, and so pizza can be vegetarian, and so we settled on pizza as sort of a universal
Yeah,
universal food symbol.
There was a much earlier time back before reality settled in. We realized how many art assets we could actually make. Where I was trying to persuade people that what we should have is very different rucksacks for every single thing the rucksack is supposed to contain. And so each of the different foodstuffs. Whoa!
What just happened?
Somebody in chat a while back mentioned, much to my chagrin, that we have outpost defenses.
Oh right.
Oh,
That was
I
outpost
was like-
defenses.
I got a Raiders AR. Isn't that nice? Don't ask
love
where
it.
he was. Don't ask where he was keeping it. I'm not sure any of us really want to know.
Yeah, food
Okay,
is really.
we're all adults here. We know it was key.
It was in his belly.
Food is a really interesting one though because when you're coming up with the icons to represent something, there's a lot of things where like there's really established symbolism around like what medicine looks like, and there's really established citizens stuff around like what fuel looks like. There's a certain kind of jerry can that if you put it on a screen, people know that you're talking about fuel. Food is weird, like because there's just so many different kinds of food and so many different ways that food is eaten. Everybody's just going to come up with a different picture. And so the thing that I ended up really, even though when I first saw the pizza thing, I was like, pizza? What? I kind of reacted like with incredulity. I ended up really liking the pizza choice because it was so unusual, because people usually don't use pizza to symbolize food. The fact that we are sort of, I think, makes the game sort of stick in your brain, just in a slightly different way. And so I really applaud. I think it was Krista who came up with that. I really applaud what they were able to sort of figure out with that, because I don't know, I take extra pride in the game now because we use pizza as our food symbol.
Wow, whoever that was had a dash.
Yeah, they did. They should have been able to survive, except they had me playing them. Not gonna lie, I'm a little rusty. a little rusty.
Zero Skill points out that pizza is also kind of iconic Americana. Like if you're going for sort of that American vibe, pizza is such common American food. I mean, technically it's Italian, but also Italian pizza is really different from American pizza, and we're showing American pizza.
It reads better than the icon for a hamburger.
That's
well,
true.
and we've
People
already
think
got
it's
enough
the start
icons that are hamburgers. You know, like one that's literally called a hamburger. All right, what are we doing here? I don't know. We're cleaning up after I made a stupid mistake. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, we got folks like something Viscid is suggesting things like, there could be other cultures where, for instance, a cup of noodles and chopsticks might seem like the most iconic representation of like a staple food. And it almost, it does kind of say a little bit about sort of like, it localizes the game a little bit to sort of choose what these people represent, what they would spray paint on the back of a rucksack to represent a food rucksack. Who are these people? It tells you something about them.
We should do that if we ever go someplace other than the United States.
Yeah.
Like if we have a setting in Japan, a setting in India, or a setting in
Totally.
Arkansas, not part of the United States.
Arkansas is 100% part of the United States.
In many ways, it is the United States.
Isn't that where Walmart's headquarters is?
I'm not sure. I think yes. I think you're right. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think that came up when I was playing Jeopardy with my parents last week.
And there's nothing more American than Walmart. Anyway, there. Eat it. Infestation cleared. Okay.
Actually, what I'd really like to do is do State of Decay New Zealand, because I really, really want to go there and I don't want to pay for the...
State of Decay New Zealand. First map's going to be Hobbiton. It'll be great.
I don't know anything about New Zealand cuisine, like what the food icon would be in New Zealand.
We've got
It'd be
plenty of
Kiwi.
New Zealanders who would gladly offer their advice. I mean, we have to go visit, right? Get it authentic, Geoffrey.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, there was somebody who invited me to go to New Zealand, and what they wanted was beer. So I imagine it can't be that much different than.
By the way, watching you pick up all of those bolts made me remember somebody earlier on in the chat suggested that one thing they would love to see is maybe like automatically picking up plague samples around your base, something to make sort of the picking up process simpler.
Yeah.
I'm betting whoever suggested it might not have even played the game back when every single plague sample you had to pick up, you had to stop and do a crouch down and pick up animation for every single one. That was actually a pretty major quality of life update when we changed that.
Yeah. I had blocked that out. Thanks, Geoffrey.
Yeah. What is wrong with your car?
What's wrong with it?
You have some kind of park glitch on your car.
It's a van. 2, we're playing on PC.
He's playing on PC.
Okay.
This has been there since launch.
Okay. See, I always play on console, so
Yeah.
I guess I need to get into the PTR. I need to be playing these things myself.
Yeah, but no. If you haven't been able to, you really should hop into the PTR and give it a try. If for no other reason than to open this little menu, take the survey and give us some feedback about what you think.
I should write in some elaborate feedback for Wushu through that survey.
And for those of you who don't have access, but you watch a lot of streamers and maybe you have concerns about where this is going, like where are some ideas you want to share, and you really like what you see, support.stateofdecay.com. Just submit a ticket. Rohan loves receiving those kinds of things, and we love reading it just as much as he does. So,
yeah. Unfortunately, usually I have the ability to put that URL up on the screen, but in the new presentation we built, I have not added that to the presentation yet. So unfortunately, you're going to have to look in the doobly-doo. Look in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube later on, and we'll have a link to the support site.
And Brian Shrimp asks, like, PTR is only on Steam, not in the Microsoft Store. That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to have the game on Steam in order to play in the public test run, and.
There's a whole other production line you have to go through, a little bit of rigmarole. in order to get things done on Xbox.
Neil Randolph asked, can we have a curveball where vehicles explode for no reason while repairing? And I say, we've had that for a long time.
Yeah, no, I don't.
That was the first curveball.
Yeah. Oh man, some of those old bugs, you hate to see them, but remember the one where you would just sometimes end up flying off into space outside the playable area and couldn't get back in, no matter how hard you tried?
That was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Too soon. Hey, Chongo says too soon.
I mean, that's one of the things that I'm just absolutely floored by, though. Like, we have been supporting this game for 5 years through thick, thin, and otherwise, right? There we go. Got you that time.
Yeah, I think I've been both of those at various points during the development.
And it's hard. It's sometimes it's difficult to believe that, like, we've had the time and the space to keep iterating and fixing and working on this game. So, like, big kudos to our community, for the folks who keep turning out, who make this possible. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I really, 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 really love my job, and y'all make it so worthwhile. So,
Yep.
Thank you.
If you nerds
even
weren't
when it's-
playing our game,
Yeah.
we would not be doing that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for making all this possible. It's on you.
Yeah. I had a moment where my car caught fire and flew me to my base. Yeah, that's helpful sometimes, Sometimes bugs help. Kind of like curveballs, right? Like the curveball that you get. All right, speaking of, where are we at? I just lost a character, so it might be a while before we get another active entry, because I think that actually removes some of the stuff.
Oh, really? Yeah. So losing a character is one thing that signals the game that you're not ready for another curveball.
Well, that was one of the earlier. That was one of the earlier things, but it might be more that, like, it takes it away from one type. Like, there's like a negative and a positive. And,
That's right.
Right. So, like, if it takes away from the negative timer, then it probably adds to the positive timer. So maybe we'll see a positive curveball. Oh, what a cheesy joke. Because curds are made out of cheese.
Yeah. Thanks for explaining that, Joe.
Yeah. Explaining jokes makes them funnier.
So
I don't know why I have to keep explaining this to you.
Jay Talbot says, usually my cars getting destroyed is 100% my fault. When you feel that way, that means that we have done our job. Whenever something goes wrong, you should absolutely feel like it is your fault. And if we make it feel like our fault, then that's an area where we need to fix something.
I mean, it all comes down to player choice, and if you chose to play our game, then technically it's your fault.
Yeah. If you chose to play our game, that's your fault. That's on you. What a great message.
Zero Skill is calling our little show here Dad's Discussing Dad Humor.
All right, I need to find somebody that I can trust to go kill a plague heart, because we got to be getting close to the end, right? All right.
Yeah, we've only got about 6 minutes left.
All right.
Then I would like to take a quick opportunity to once again thank our support team, who is basically, they're the superstars. Got Megan, Rohan, Heather, Wonder. Thank you all so much.
Yeah. And, I know he doesn't really like us singing his praises that much, but you got to give a big shout out to Geoffrey. Geoffrey makes a lot of this going, and he keeps the fires burning and kicks the tires quite a bit. So, anyway.
I'm glad I'm not on camera, so you can't see me blush.
Yeah, but I can see him blush, and it's really weird when you know what color his hair already is. Anyway.
Yeah, if Geoffrey hadn't just developed a true love of the medium, and undertaken improving our stream at every step of the way, it would have been left to me, and we wouldn't even probably have a stream.
Well, now you guys are lighting a fire under me because we got to get the set dressing done in here. We got to get the lighting done in here. I definitely need to make some improvements to this presentation so that I can do things like throw the support link up on the screen. We've got a long ways to go, but I'm glad you two are so enthusiastic about this because I mean, definitely could not do this on my own. You two have been absolutely essential to this. Anyway, I don't know. We're just throwing compliments around at each other all day. Let's read a compliment from somebody else.
We're not used to complimenting each other. Like what? We're supposed to be like teasing each other, right?
We're supposed to be like hating each other. That's how
Well,
things and podcasts are supposed to work.
All this talk doesn't mean I like either of you.
Right.
It's just
a recognition of good work, you know.
Yeah.
I should do something. Oh.
While you're wrapping this up, Just V did have a really nice comment for us. It said, so hey, I just wanted to take a moment and thank you guys for all you do with this game. I'm very grateful for all your efforts. Veteran player here, been around since State of Decay 1. Again, thank you so much. And we've been complimenting each other all day. We don't need any more compliments, but like there is an entire team of, over the course of these years, like it's been dozens and dozens, probably, possibly even hundreds of people who have worked on this franchise over the years. And I mean, this is one of the greatest things that I've ever gotten to do in my life is working with all of these talented people. And I'm just like the three of us. We get to be sort of like these faces that you get to know, these voices that you get to know on the stream. But each of us has just a very small part to play in the overall picture. There's just so many people who who really deserve those thanks much more than any of us on the stream do. So anyway, thank you for saying that, Just V, and
yeah, that was nice. Peroxicus has a good question. Think about this a lot. How do y'all make money? I paid for the game on launch, got 33 iterations of DLC, and have not had to pay for anything else. This was a different publisher. We'd be $300 later. Honestly, we've been putting it on the 3 of our credit cards this whole time.
Yeah.
And
I got 2 words for you, pal. Deep debt.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, like we do have quite a few new players. Those of you who play know that we are on Game Pass, and that Game Pass is a subscription service. So I don't know, it's magic, and people just keep paying my paycheck, and I don't understand.
Those are true of the factors.
That public knowledge,
yeah,
that's on them.
So there is Game Pass, which is we are owned by Microsoft, and so Game Pass doing well means that Microsoft is doing well, means that we're doing well. And then whenever we do a popular new update that gets people talking about the game again, new people come and buy the game, and so the game does keep selling. The game has consistently kept selling since release, and so that's another thing that sort of keeps us going. And also, you think about what are you going to say, Brant?
I was going to say it's the gift that keeps on giving. The game keeps surprising us, and including our overlords, and making them happy. And all you people who are putting hours in, those are metrics that people who have checkbooks actually pay attention to, and they appreciate that.
Yeah. So every time you open the game, every time you play and hopefully bring yourself some joy, which it sounds like you do, you bring us money. So
and this is we don't intend for this to be the last game of the franchise. Obviously, a bunch of us are working on future stuff. And another thing that really helps future stuff be successful is if people have good feelings about the last stuff that you did. And so that's another factor in this. It's worth spending the time and the effort and the money to keep developing this game and keep sort of supporting our community. As you're all playing this game, because we know that if we do a good job with you and you still like us after a few years go by, you might buy the next thing that we do, and that also matters. So there's lots of good reasons to keep supporting this game, and that's just some of them. Anyway, Joe, we are about out of time. What do you want to do to sort of wrap this sucker up?
Well, you're looking at it. We're gonna finish
He's
this.
Running as
we're
usual.
Gonna finish this Plague Heart. Or we're gonna finish this character. One of those 2 things is gonna happen.
What?
Most likely the Plague Heart. If I could see. Okay, yep. The 3, whatever they are, dodgeball, dip, dodge, duck, dive stuff. Alright, run out this door, close it. Wait for them to approach there. And then we're gonna close this door.
Just locking them all inside.
Yeah. Alright, then we're gonna climb this thing.
I love the idea that closing the door will be like the zombie's like, wait, what was I doing?
I mean, it works with middle-aged us.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't it work with zombies? Why did I come in the kitchen? I don't remember.
Dang it.
Uh-oh. It's a bite attack.
Alright, there we go. Plague
Get out
Heart's
of there.
done. No more infestations. And hopefully that'll get us back on the path of activating more of these as we go forward. Thanks everybody for being here so much. Without you, it's not possible. This studio means a lot. Y'all mean a lot. The stream doesn't have a place without you. So thank you all for your support. Brant, did you have any parting words or thoughts?
Yeah, just much love to this wonderful reason. It is the reason why after almost 18 years from start to finish working on this idea of State of Decay, that it's still something that I look forward to every day. So thank you.
Should I wrap it up, Joe? Should I go to the outro screen?
Yeah.
All right.
I think
Well,
we've done
here
a
it
good
goes.
job
So
here, folks.
a month ago, I put up this outro screen that said we were going to make traits with me, and then we changed our minds because the Curveball update was coming. So now we're actually going to try to do it in 2 weeks. Come make traits with me, and we'll have some fun.
And we still need to
Come make
play-
some
we
traits.
still need to
Come
play that
make some
board game.
traits. Come make
That's true.
traits
Gotta
with
get that on the schedule.
Geoffrey.